I'm sitting here with my daughter Audrey, and we're discussing baby snakes and where they come from. And bring it over here, Audrey. So this little snake is a Western hognose. This is an albino Western hognose. Really cool little snake. I love this little snake. And this particular species lays eggs. There's other snakes that instead of laying eggs, they have what we call live birth, meaning the babies just kind of come out of the mom's belly and they're crawling around everywhere. But there are some snakes who don't have babies like either one of those, okay? So what in the world do they do? We're gonna show you. This is a northern water snake, and it's an example of a snake that is viviparous, meaning that she has live birth. So when her babies are inside of her, they're all in this one little area together inside her body. They're growing together, and when they're ready to be born, they come out and they're all squirming around, ready to go as soon as they're born, pretty much. So here we have an example of oviviparous snakes. These are eastern rat snakes, and they hatch out of eggs. So the snake finds a place in nature somewhere that the temperature, the humidity is just right, maybe under a log somewhere, and she lays her eggs. And she leaves the eggs. She doesn't stand guard over them. Now, there are some snakes that do, but not very many. So king cobras, for instance, are one snake that are known to actually guard their nest. And then there are actually some pythons that are known to coil around their eggs, and they'll actually even shiver their bodies somewhat to kind of generate heat to incubate their eggs. But most snakes lay eggs and then just leave them. And it may take, a couple months or sometimes even more for these eggs unattended to hatch. So we talked about viviparous snakes, ones that have live birth, like your water snakes, your garter snakes. We talked about oviparous, which are snakes that lay eggs, your king snakes, your rat snakes, your pythons. But let's talk about the third way snakes come into this world, and that is ovoviviparous, all right? Completely different. And that's how this little snake comes into the world. This is a newborn timber rattlesnake, and it's only just a few days old. But rattlesnakes, copperheads, cottonmouths are ovoviviparous. What that means is when they're born, they don't just all come out together with all their siblings squirming around and crawling as soon as they're born, and they don't lay eggs. What happens with these snakes is very, very different. Let me show you some copperheads being born so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. And here's our copperhead mama. She is actively giving birth right now. Each baby as it comes out is encased in its own embryonic sac. That is ovoviviparous birth. They're not eggs, and they're not just coming out live, squirming around, crawling everywhere. They're each encased in these little sacs. And she's giving birth right now. There's more coming out. But see that little baby right there? Right now, he's trying to push with his nose and bust open the sac. And if he can get it out, he'll get it. Oh, there we go. Okay, first breath of air. Let's see if we can get a tongue flick. Usually when they come out, they'll flick their tongue one good time. He's not going to do it. Okay, so, oh, there we go. Okay, good. So, got us a tongue flick. Now, she's got more in her. Copperheads usually have about 7, but she's having more than that. Now, people think that baby snakes are more dangerous. Oh, look, there's one coming out right there. We get to see it coming out. The world's population of snakes just increased by 1. Okay, one more was just born, and I think she might have some more in her. But people think baby snakes can't control their venom and are therefore more dangerous than adults, and that's not true. Babies can, oh, here we go, another one. Babies can control their venom, and they have less of it. So typically speaking, a bite from a bigger snake, a bigger venomous snake, is more dangerous than the bite of a baby snake, contrary to what you've been told. There we go, little baby coming out. That is so awesome. I've got to really watch Mama Snake because she's watching me, and I can't get too engrossed in watching her give birth because she is still a venomous snake and she is willing to defend herself. Now, if you look really close at these little embryos, these embryonic sections, you see all the blood vessels. And just like a chicken egg that's, fertilized, you can hold it up to a light and see the blood vessels in that egg. And you see the little green tail there? Easy way to identify a little baby copperhead. Now, I'm going to move Mama out of here because I've been waiting. She's done giving birth. Her tail is really, really skinny. There's no more babies in her. And you see these wood shavings that's on the bottom of here? This is aspen, and it absorbs and moisture and dries things up. So what I have to do is I'm going to tear this open, and it tears so easy. And I'm not going to take the snake out. I'm just going to tear it open, because if I don't and the snake decides just to hang out in here, then it may dry up to the point where he can't bust it open himself. They don't really have to worry about it in nature as much, but in this artificial environment we've created, it can be a problem. So we're going to just tear each one of these membranes open, which tears so easy, and then leave the copperheads alone and let them sit inside their gooey embryonic fluid as long as they want to before they decide to come out. Now, once they realize that they don't have to be coiled up in this little ball anymore and that they can get out and crawl, they usually take full advantage of that really, really quick. It does not take them long at all. So a couple more of these here, and just ripping this open. And a couple of them already have their heads out, so I don't have to do much. This one's upside down right there, but he's got his head up, so he's fine. While the snakes are getting the help they need, let me ask you if you can help us with something else. Your donations greatly help us continue what we're doing. Check out our fundraising links in the description below. Also, you can order a Snakes Are Us TV shirt. They're $20 and shipping is free. They even have the Southeastern Reptile Rescue logo on the back. And we have youth sizes available now. So youth sizes and adult sizes all the way up to 3X. So go to this link, check it out. Any donation, any amount greatly helps us continue what we're trying to do here. So here is one of the newborn copperheads. It has now made its way out of its little yolk sac, and it's doing really good. Fat little copperhead. And as soon as the snake sheds its skin for the first time, it's going to be released, and I hope it's going to do really well. So, little copperhead, not hatched from an egg, technically not born what we call a live birth. This is Ovoviviparous.